Nikola Jokic might be in for a very unpleasant surprise with the Denver Nuggets, as he would have to make a huge financial sacrifice in order to see his team build a competitive roster around him. In a brutal, short memory-lived world of the NBA, this could prove to be a massive problem for the Serbian big. So the question that arises from this situation is, will Jokic take a pay cut in order to help his team? And more importantly, will the Nuggets realize how big of a sacrifice this is and put all of their efforts into not seeing Jokic leave of his own will? There is no doubt about it. Something needs to drastically change in the Nuggets camp. And if we're going to throw one look at it, I don't think we'd have a problem finding out what it is: lack of depth. The team has been relying on Jokic's services on both ends of the court, and now that he's become only the fourth player in NBA history to average a triple-double in the regular season, his worth has become even bigger. But in a poor environment like the one Denver is in right now, the talent might be going to waste. Now that the business talks need to be held between the front office and Jokic after Game 7's loss to the Thunder, which, by the way, was a massive achievement from the Nuggets throughout the playoff series, there might be some uncomfortable decisions that Jokic needs to make. One of them is a pay cut, and it's not an unusual thing to do in the NBA. But it doesn't often bring a lot of fruition to the player and the team in question. As we speak, Jokic is under team control for at least 2 more seasons, including the upcoming 2025/26 campaign, before entering into a player option for the 2027/28 season. Therefore, I'd advise you to not hype up the free agency talks right away. We still have 1 more season to watch Jokic and the Nuggets do something extraordinary, but it might be the last one if things go south pretty quick. According to Mark Kisler of the Denver Gazette, Jokic should be spending a lot more time this offseason having long talks with the Nuggets chairman, Josh Kroenke, demanding significant commitments from the team if he is to sign the contract now and show his loyalty yet again. Furthermore, Mark said, "When Jokic puts down that hard-earned beer, he needs to turn up the pressure on Kroenke. The path of least resistance for Jokic would be to grab a pen this summer and sign a $212 million contract extension. And he's as loyal as a Serbian summer day is long, but the power play would be for Joker to politely decline that money now and wield a velvet hammer over the Nuggets with a reasonable demand to improve the roster, whether by trade, hook or crook. Nobody expects Jokic to leave, and we are part of that convoy as well. He's become a centerpiece in Denver, and the team now understands what it needs to build around him and address the biggest flaws of the Serbian big. But unfortunately for them, the only thing they don't have is money. And an even more unfortunate circumstance for them is that it's the only thing they need in order to save Jokic as their pivotal player. Financially speaking, Jokic can secure his future and become one of the highest paid players in the league by signing a 4-year, $293.4 million deal, which would guarantee him an additional $80+ million to the contract he has right now. This summer, he is eligible for a 3-year, $212.5 million extension with the Nuggets, so he might be smart to wait to lock in more money if he waits for the next summer to come around the corner. That way, he would enable his team to shop around some valuable assets and help the team as an organization. Jokic himself was adamant, "If we continue with what we have right now, then we cannot win the championship. We tried, and we failed, so it obviously means that we need to implement changes in the roster." He's been acting as a coach in some critical situations that the team found themselves in, so be that as it may, the presence of the center both on and off the court is simply priceless. So, what can Denver do in order to save Jokic and any potential chance to fight for the championship in the foreseeable future? I guess we need to ask this question to the general manager, Josh Kroenke. When the team got eliminated by the Thunder, the comments from Kroenke were kind of humiliating if you are Nikola Jokic and you're expecting some changes in the offseason in order to fight up there. Elaborating further on the futuristic plans of the Nuggets, Kroenke said, "I think a lot of our answers are internal right now. You know, with where we are from a roster standpoint. We have guys locked into contracts. We're going into a coaching transition. And to be frank, that's a huge change. Huge change. I know that we've already had DA as our coach for 6 weeks or so, but, he didn't really get a chance to really implement any of his own ideas because of the time frame and the time crunch with the playoffs fast approaching. So, with DA's philosophy, how he might use these guys slightly differently. There are going to be a lot of big changes throughout our organisation already, and I think that these players are already going to be excited about what they experienced the last few weeks and what that might hold for them individually going forward. I don't think Jokic will be the happiest player in the world when he sees that we're running it back, is the approach the Nuggets will be taking next year. After all, I don't think I have to mention it again, but Jokic himself was more than adamant. We need changes. We can't win with this constellation. Although he has been demanded by Jamal Murray, who said that all they have to do is just hit the gym and understand things better, the issue is far deeper than that. And this is why Mark Kislett believes that if the team believes the best way ahead would be by internal improvements, then he could be forcing his way out of the team. Elaborating further on this, Kislett wrote, "If that's the best answer Kroenke can give to a plea for help from the NBA's best player, Jokic should seriously consider forcing his way out of Denver to pursue a championship elsewhere." Jokic was consulted before Kroenke shocked the NBA world by firing coach Michael Malone with 3 games remaining in the regular season. Kroenke would be a fool not to take input from Jokic and enlist his help in player recruitment going forward. It has been proven time after time that Jokic has done extremely well when it comes to improving the gameplay of his teammates. And yet again, he brought a team to the 4th seed without any other all-star on his team. So, if you are Kroenke, and if you have such a powerful figure in your hands, what are you going to do about it? You know he is loyal, you know he would give his soul to win another championship with your team, and you know the flaws that need to be addressed if you want to compete at the front. The inconsistency of Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. might be at the top of the problem list that needs to be addressed from the Nuggets side, but they also have to be cautious about a potential Jokic bombshell. The Serbian big could hold the cards to what could essentially turn out to be a massive shake-up in the entire Nuggets roster. And if the team doesn't start cleaning up the bench and letting one of the max contracts go, then they could be in for a huge surprise. With all this in mind, do you think that Jokic should take the pay cut in order to help his team build around him? Or do you think he should focus on his own and secure the bag? Let us know in the comments below. And once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.